Hello everybody, welcome back to a very exciting episode of the Save Slot 3 Gamescast. I'm your host, UF Gizmo, joined by a massive DAS. And ZW Langy.
Hi Dave.
So boys, a crazy week is about to begin. We're recording a podcast on a Tuesday, we got a new games console Thursday, we got State of Play tomorrow, we got Summer Games Fest, we got Xbox, we got everything. But before we get to that, we need to get to my favourite segment of the show, the Chris Bengali News Desk. Time for some news.
I've moved one, so we have 15 items of news.
Pengi dozen.
Number one, Limited Run are publishing a physical release of Hellblade 2 for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So, not for you, Dave, because you've got an S and no PlayStation 5. So it's for me and Craig, this one. Craig, do you want to buy a physical...
For us, though, Pengi. It's just for us.
Hellblade 2.
The stretch there, Pengi, because I ain't buying it. I played it on Game Pass. I loved it. I got the completion. I ain't buying it again, Pengi.
You could get the platinum. No, you could buy the physical on PS5 and get the platinum.
That sounds like something that Craig will do.
Yeah, what about you, Pengi?
No, because limited run games are normally pretty expensive and take about 7 years to arrive. I mostly have a PS7 by the time this actually arrives from a PS5.
Shots fired.
So it is mostly. If it was just a regular,
am I right?
Yeah, if it's just a regular physical release by Microsoft themselves, and I could just walk into empty games.
So go on then, name a game shop that's open.
Because game isn't gonna have it. Because game isn't gonna have it, and buy it, then maybe I would pick it up on my PS5 Pro and get that platinum. But no, I'm not getting this physical release.
Lovely.
Next news: Capcom are building a new development base in Osaka after record profits. That new development thing will be open in 2027. So Capcom making all that money.
That's what happens when you make good games, eh?
They can pump out even more Resident Evils.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think they said in the news article I read on Capcom.com that it should help them expand by about 100 colleagues per year, which is actually a crazy high number for game development. So expect a lot more Capcom games. And as we'll talk about in a bit, they seem to be quite successful all the time, forever.
Question, Dave.
Answer, Pengi.
What comes first, this studio in 2027 or Pragmata?
Pragmata.
Yeah, Pragmata.
Next news item: Dragon Quest 1+2 HD 2D is coming October, and it's also coming to Switch 2 now as well. So it's coming to PS5, Switch 1, Switch 2. I don't know if it's coming to PS4. I feel it might be coming to PS4 digitally and PC as well. I think the only thing it is skipping is Xbox, which is weird because the first one I'm pretty sure is on Xbox, but I didn't see that in the lineup, Davey.
Let me have a look, because 3 HD is on Xbox for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing, but the lineup only had the Switch versions and the PS5 version.
Have you chosen to admit it because of your hatred?
No, generally only because that's just why I was questioning the PS4 version. I was like, I'm sure
it is definitely coming to Xbox, and it's coming to Xbox physically as well.
Right, okay, cool. There you go. So you play it on everything. There you can play it on. Well, why did they use a picture of only PS5, Switch, and Switch 2 on it?
It's because you've got preferences set, Pengi. It's the
I didn't use the picture on Square Enix's social media.
What I will say, Pengi, is the physical is up for pre-order on the game collection on the Switch 2.
Is it?
$49.95.
There you go. Any interest in this from either of you? Anyway, now we've discovered it's on everything.
Never give me those points, baby. That's all I care about.
I'm tempted, Pengi. It's coming out 30th of October. So its only real issue is it's coming out 2 weeks after something we're going to talk about later. Other than that, I would be quite tempted.
Would its issue being, even though it's just 1+2, 3 is actually the first game and you've not played 3?
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me that much. I think they're still pretty standalone.
Wait. You want to play Yakuza in order, but you're not going to play Dragon Quest 3, 1, and 2 in order?
Does Dragon Quest have karaoke and Majima-san, Pengi?
No, it does not.
Then you stay in your lane, or Craig will come to your house
Mhm.
and be like, Pingu-san! There's a Yakuza joke for you, everybody.
Yeah. Sticking to games from Japan, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Stole Time, has already hit over 800,000 sales, which I think has been mostly on PC. Big hit on Steam, I believe, with the Cozy people. There we go. And I believe you've played. I know we're not talking about what we've played this week, really, because lots of news, lots of tots. But I believe you actually have played a little bit of it, Davey.
I have. So I remember we've been following this on the podcast for like 2 years, and it's been the worst like trailered game I think any of us have seen. Right? Like me and Craig have talked so much shit about it in like trailers because the trailers all seem to be terrible. And then I watched someone play it. I watched Ray play it, actually, Craig, and it was great. So I was like, fuck it. So I bought it on Switch purely so that we've got the return of Dave upgrading between generations on the podcast next week. So I've played it about 2 hours on Switch 1. I have actually really enjoyed it, and I'm going to upgrade to Switch 2 and see how easy that process is. It has Epic Store crossplay with all other platforms, so I actually think it's going to be quite smooth, but we'll see.
We will see. Any interest on this one, Craigie, on your Switch 2, as it's now a launch game as well?
It looks better than. Because it's basically a JRPG farming sim sort of thing.
It's a kind of mix of everything. I'll be honest, you'd like it, but it's one of those.
It looks better than the other one that has launched, I'd say.
Yeah, the one that's way more Japanesey, right? Because this is obviously the new
Factory.
Yeah, because this is the Ni no Kuni team. And the like combat's pretty fun. It's got 4-player match-made cross-play co-op, which I've actually quite enjoyed. That's mainly what I've done on it. I've just kind of picked a class, and it's kind of Diablo-y, but like obviously simple, kind of like Minecraft Dungeons in a way, but a bit more like graphically impressive. But yeah, it's quite a fun game. Like I low-key am like, wasn't expecting it to be as much fun as it is. Its only real issue is that it's not physical in Europe. So I paid what, £42 because I had some coins, but yeah, if that doesn't bother you, or you see it in a sale, I would actually £35. I'd recommend it on any of the handheld platforms you play on.
Nice. We're staying in Japan. It's all Japan. Pokemon Legends ZA has got a date of 16th of October, and there's also a Pokemon Presents coming the 22nd of July. Craigie, you excited for Pokemon Legends, and it's also going to be on the Switch too, so it will run at least 30 frames per second.
I mean, I just realised it's another points for Craig in October, so that's good as well.
Yeah,
we need a late comeback here, boys.
You could be pretty behind by October, though.
I think I'm gonna be. A late push over the line.
Yeah,
that's by Pokemon Legends, right? I think it looks better than Cover One. In all fairness, looks like a coherent game. But it's not. This isn't really a new story for me here, boys. You boys probably pipe in here.
Yeah, Dave, you've put the day off for your Pokemon.
Well, I'm very excited for it. It's a day one for me. It's quite staggering watching the Switch 1, Switch 2 comparisons, and how they've got the audacity to put the Switch 1 one out. I don't know if you've seen, Craig, because I don't know if Pengi has put the news story. They're doing the free update for Scarlet and Violet, the ones that ran terribly, and they put out a 1 to 2 video, and it's insane that they put out one. It's insane. Like, and again, I loved that game. I think I gave it Game of the Year it came out. But like, it's, but yeah, I'm really excited for Legends Pengi. I saw that if you pre-order it from Nintendo, you get a little statue with all 3 starters as well for free. And it's only a $49.99 on Switch 1, $59.99, I think.
On Switch 2,
On Switch 2. So yeah, but yeah, that's a yes for me. What about you, Pengi?
Pretty excited. I just with the statue, you only need 1 starter, and that's Totodile on it.
I do love a bit of my boy Totodile.
Yeah, great starter. Yeah. That is weirdly, well, I guess we'll talk about it when it talks with like me cancelling the Switch and not cancelling the Switch.
No.
Like
Flip-flopping Pengi,
Pokemon,
who knew?
yeah, Pokemon was like, it's got a date, it's got a date. Yeah. Next news item. First Atomfall story expansion is coming 3rd of June. So, today I haven't actually seen anything about it, but I presume it's out. Let's see if you actually played Atomfall because it is in Game Pass. So.
No, it's one of those where I feel like if it was a quiet year, then it would have got a good look in. So it does look pretty cool, but being as hectic as it has been for video game releases, it's one of those where you just kind of there's bigger and more interesting stuff coming all the time, you feel.
Oh yes. Yes, there's always lots of games. What about you, Davey?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of same as Craig. I've heard really good things. One of my friends has played it all the way through, and he said it's like one of those hidden gems of the year. Like it's one of those games that, like Craig said, you might get to December and have a bit of free time and play. So I'm glad it's done well enough to get DLC. But yeah, not something I'm going to play anytime soon on the old Xbox, but at some point maybe. How about you, Pengi?
I have no plans to play it whatsoever. This is British Fallout, and I don't like Fallout. So
Oh, Pengi.
there we go. Yeah. There we go. Next news: Cyberpunk 2 pre-production has begun, Davey.
Yeah, so this is an official announcement they made, basically that it's the pre-productions are done, and now obviously, did you put the Witcher 4 news in here? Have you
I've
moved it to
moved
Tots? So yeah, they obviously with the Witcher 4 getting more showing, they're working really closely with Unreal Engine 5 this time instead of their own engine, which I think after the debacle that was Cyberpunk's initial launch, I suspect the pipeline for production is going to be a lot quicker. So I think we will actually see Cyberpunk 2 a lot sooner than we think we were going to, which is really exciting. Yeah,
A year prediction. I'm going for 2028.
yeah, I think that's probably right. 2028 or 2027. I think 2028 is probably fair. I think Witcher's going to be next year, looking at how much we are seeing of it. There was a Witcher 1 remake that they announced as well. That was supposed to be this year. So unless that's getting randomly dropped next week, I suppose that's for the predictions. But yeah, how about you, Craigo? Cyberpunk 2 doing it for you?
Yeah, year wise, I feel like more 2029, maybe even 2030. I do think it will be a lot more streamlined coming out, but I still think it's going to be a long way off personally. But yeah, no, we'll be excited when we eventually get there. First one was fun.
Oh yeah.
Next news item. Expedition 33 has sold 3.3 million copies in 33 days.
Oh yeah.
All the frees, Craigie. And this is sold, not even people played, and you could have been playing this game on the Xbox via Game Pass. I'm very disappointed in you, Craigie.
One day, Pengi. One day.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah, you need to get there. Because I reckon it'll be up there in your top 10 games of this year once you do play it. And what about you, Dave? Are you going to play it as well on your Xbox?
I'm not going to play it on my Xbox, Pengi. I am going to play it on Steam Deck, which
Oh,
which I bought on CD Keys for £22.
He's bought it. He's
Yeah,
got to
so
bought
I
it. He's
bought
one of the from.
It's one of
It's
the one of the millions. But yeah, it will get played soon.
Yeah.
It's just on the list. I saw it on sale on the CD Keys like spring sale. I was like, I'll go on them. Why not?
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all good fun.
Good times, stuff like that. So yeah, it'd be interesting what they do next because obviously the game was obviously super popular and done very well, like with higher budgets and there's someone else to publish their next game or something that can give them more money or something and stuff. So that's that. But who also likes money but not spending it is EA because they have cancelled Black Panther, which I believe you talked about last week. Weirdly, that got cancelled, and they're most probably going to shut down Codemasters as well. Dave.
Yeah, they are the worst, aren't they, at the moment? Our friends at Electronic Arts.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprised that Black Panther got cancelled because we didn't hear anything. But yeah, they've also cut quite a lot of other parts of their studio, I think, since we wrote this. The Codemaster thing has been debunked, which I know is in this as well. That's not true. But yeah, not good.
But good news, that Craig. They've still got 3 Marvel games coming, including Iron Man from Motive. Are you motivated about an Iron Man game, Craig, from EA?
Yeah, Motive are the ones who did the Dead Space remake, aren't they?
Yeah.
This
It's
do have
formed by Jade
hope for that,
Raymond,
definitely.
I believe.
So yeah, that might actually stand a chance of being good. Yeah, the Black Panther one, kind of just good riddance. That studio sounded pretty wank, so yeah. And it's good that Codemasters isn't dying.
But WRC has gone back to Nacon, so that'll please.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was looking. I have played WRC 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and Generations, all digitally. I own them all on Xbox, and I think I've not paid more than £10 for any of them. But I have like a hilariously high percentage. You know, when you go onto True Achievements, Craig, and if you go in the series, it gives you like your achievements for all the games. I think my average achievement score for that series is something like 74% for a racing game. But so yeah, I'm quite excited. I know that Test Drive wasn't so good at launch, but obviously they've been making rally games for 10 years, the KT Racing team, that I suspect it will go back to. So yeah, 27, I think they said the next one will come out, because obviously they've got to spin that whole development cycle back up. But yeah, it's cool. I'm glad that someone has picked up the license, because I do love rally games, and I don't want them to just not be a thing because EA are pricks, basically.
Yeah. I suppose they didn't go to like 2K, because I'm sure, wasn't it 2K that EA was in a bidding war for it, and like.
Yeah, but it's difficult, because I expect when they were bidding they had a team in mind, then as soon as the sort of thing died out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What you all love more than rally games are Souls games. Elden Ring Night Reign has already sold it's already had over 3.5 million players. And guess that sales, because it's not actually in any services, but they're doing it on players. 3.5 million players. Reggie, so a lot of people playing that Elden Ring.
Yeah, you're one of them, right, Pengi?
Yeah, I'm one of them.
How is it?
What I've played, pretty fun. I've only played 2 runs, that's stuff. And it's weird. It's come out at like a really weird time, because like, oh, my day off, my Switch 2 is gonna be here. I'm mostly gonna play Mario Kart and stuff like that. But runs only take like 45 minutes, so it's one of those where it's like, oh, I can pop in, do a run, sort of thing. We failed both runs though, Craig. That is the thing. That was the disappointing bit. But it was fun getting to the boss and killing all the mini bosses and stuff. But yeah, definitely want to play more of it.
Someone play it, streaming it, and I thought it looked absolutely terrible. It looked dreadful.
Yeah,
I was watching him fight some big dragon thing, and I was just watching the combat, and it's a big monster, and I was like, God, Monster Hunter is so much better than this, isn't it? I was just watching it thinking, just go play Monster Hunter. It's so much better.
I have I've played over 50 hours, so I know that's compared to like the Gene Namer lads, and that's hardly anything. But I've played over 50 hours of Monster Hunter, so something. It'd be interesting, like you watch a video of this and you go watch like say not a Souls game by From Software, but like go look at like Lies of P or something, because obviously that's got like more story content. Where obviously Night Rain does have a story, but it's like obviously told more obtusely, being a From Software title sort of thing. But yeah, that is out. I've played some of it. Hope to play more, but Switch 2 is soon. That's the thing. What we could also play is PlayStation Plus games. So for June, which are now up, we've got Alone in the Dark, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, Destiny 2 Final Shape, and NBA 2K25. Any of them do anything for you, Davey?
No, I mean, yeah, no, none of those
Bomb
make
Rush?
me.
I know you haven't got a PlayStation, I guess.
Is that on Game Pass? I don't know.
Is it? I don't know. But
But
it's
yeah,
the one that's a bit like Jet Set.
None of these make me run out and get a console.
No.
But I am going to run out and
Craig,
get my food, so you guys talk for 5 to 10 minutes. Love you, ball.
Craig, what about you? I could see you maybe liking Alone in the Dark. I was a big fan of that survival horror game with Jodie Comer and David Harbour in.
Yeah, that's the one that kind of sticks out to me, definitely. Again, it's one of those where you just worry that is it going to fall through the cracks, and like when you're going to get the time for a Alone in the Dark.
Hmm.
Well, I can't imagine it was particularly long. Looking now on how to be
Yeah,
main
because I
plus
finished it.
extra 11 hours.
Yeah, I think I finished it like 4 times or something as well. That's like
Yeah,
one that I'm not actually that far off the platinum. I think I'm missing like 2 collectibles, and I got like play a lot of the game again to get the collectibles, and like, oh, we already finished this game like 4 times. Yeah, that's right. But that's not the only Plus games, Craigie, because it's days of play at the moment. So we're getting bonus games. Everyone loves a bonus. And on Plus Extra, we're getting that's the middle tier. You're getting Skulls and Bones, which is out. Then on the
I
fourth,
can't believe that game's still going. I love that game's still a thing, still happening.
Yeah, so that's it. Well, will people jump on now it's on Plus? Will it get a
Oh
second?
yeah, big surge,
Second.
big second wind. Anytime now. It's coming, boys. You keep waiting. The cavalry's coming. They're coming over that hill. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna
winning
make
this.
this into a success.
Yeah. On the 4th, so that's going to be tomorrow, is Destiny 2 Legacy Collection. So with the Legacy Collection in this, and Final Shape in the Plus Essentials, and that, you have all the Destiny 2 content up until this point to play, Craig.
I would rather slam my head in a door, I think.
Okay, but it is Destiny 2. Who doesn't love Destiny? Craig.
Me, it's bloody awful. Absolutely dreadful.
Yeah. And then on the 10th is Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh, I'm back.
Which is great. Great back in the day. I love playing
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 3 on my PlayStation 2.
Great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll wait for Grand Theft Auto 5 though, Pengi. That's my plan.
6.
6. Wait for 6.
Yeah.
Played 5. It was great.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. That was the extra bonus games, and there's also bonus games for premium, and that's Mist and Riven, Mist 2. It's both coming April 5th.
Don't bother, everyone. Don't bother.
Yeah. But that was bonus plus games for PlayStation.
Nice. Are you excited, Pengi?
Not really. There's nothing I really care about there whatsoever, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah. I got all the Destiny 2 content now, but I believe I have all the Destiny 2 content anyways. That is
It's 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah. Next news item. So Yuri Lowenthal posted on, I believe, Blue Sky that he's not going to be in the Persona 4 remake, the allegedly remake. No such, no one's announced it. Then Erin Fitzgerald said the same. She said the same, not going to be in this remake. And then Matt Mercer said the same as well. And I didn't realise this, and it's because I watched a kind of funny Summer Game Fest predictions. They said they're not going to be in it in the order of their characters in Persona 4. And it is kind of sus why they're all saying they're not in this remake. That's not been announced. Like, why would you randomly post on Blue Sky that you're not going to be in this game? It all seems a bit sus, Dave.
Been worked into a shoot, Pengi.
Yeah. Are they generally not going to be in this game? But like, why are they all saying they're
Maybe
not
the
going to be
game
in this
isn't
game?
a remake. Maybe it's a sequel.
It could, yeah, it could be. What do you think, Craig? Obviously, not playing Persona 4, of the voice actors saying they're not going to be in the game, a supposed remake, but then also all tweeting and posting at the same time in the order of the characters in the game, etc.
Well, I do have an announcement to make, boys.
Mhm.
that I, Craig Warren, will not be featured in a voice acting role on the Persona 4 remake.
Lies.
Yeah.
I've seen you fly
Yeah.
to Japan.
If anyone thought that could have been happening, unfortunately, it isn't.
But
Yeah.
Troy Baker and Ben Starr, you can probably bet on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Matt Mercer replaced Troy Baker, if you remember.
Well,
so.
it's Kanji.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it goes Yuri, who is
Yusuke.
yeah, Aaron is Chie, and then Matt is Kanji. I don't know if any of the others are posted yet. I'm not going to go look at all their social medias, but yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
guess
did they re-record all the voice lines for Persona 3 remake? Is this just people being salty? People
No,
putting too much thought into this?
yeah, number 3 they got all new casts, so
Yeah.
yeah. So everyone thinking, it's just going to be a new cast. So it's just a bit odd.
I mean,
Just a
hopefully,
bit odd.
hopefully it is a real game because Persona 4 is my favourite Persona, and I want it again
Yeah.
in HD,
Yes. They already done that.
in 4K.
They already did that. They already did a port that's HD, like 4K, etc.
He was 8K.
You want
He
Well,
was ray tracing.
It was promised
He was
on my
just that.
PlayStation box, Pengi.
Yeah. Talking about PlayStation, Concord launch plaque was given away to Goodwill. From one of the developers. So a nice plaque with the box art, the disc, her name and stuff. What she, did in the role that was given away to Goodwill, and they did put it up to a charity auction, which was at $453 at the time of the news article. But if you go to that auction now, it just comes up like error, as in like 404 or whatever, error message. So I don't know how much it finished on, but yeah.
Oh, it depends how much you bid on it, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
right. That's what I was about to say.
How much did you bid it by? Is the question.
I didn't bid on my the Concord launch
What?
plaque. Yeah.
Heresy.
Yeah.
Traitor.
Yeah, traitor. But yeah, people were giving away their dev copies of Concord.
That's pretty wild. Like
Right.
after a year, you
Yeah.
worked on a game, and then you're like, no,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you
pretty
just
wild.
give this away. Yeah.
Wasn't a very good game, but
Mhm.
statistically worse than Bleeding Edge. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Actually, worse than Bleeding Edge as well.
We both have the completion on that, Gregor. We love it.
Yeah.
Next news item: the Xbox handheld that is rumored to be on hold to focus on OS to counter Steam OS. DB.
Oh, we didn't go straight to Craig for the PC question.
Yeah.
Pardon me. So yes, this is a fascinating turn of events. Craig, I'm going to explain this to you like the console heathen you are. Basically, for the first time ever, Windows is actually being challenged because it's so bad that people have started putting Linux on their gaming consoles, gaming PCs, and then Steam turned around and released what was it, Pengi? The Legion Go.
That's yeah.
And that has two versions. It has a Windows version and then a SteamOS version. Same hardware. The SteamOS is £100 cheaper because you haven't got to pay for Windows. And they were found, I think it's about 20% better performance on SteamOS on the same hardware. So Microsoft has kind of panicked itself now in that, oh my god, people don't even want to bother playing Windows handhelds. We need to make this handheld OS better. So everyone has kind of turned and said, well, they've decided to delay their own handheld to work on Windows for handheld, which makes sense because you've got your OEM partners. We know this ROG Ally is real, so it's a case of let's try and walk before we sprint. I think is probably their strategy. But yeah, it's a pretty wild turn of events. I think PewDiePie has switched to Linux, and that video like 20 million views. So. But yeah, what do you think, boys?
Is PewDiePie still a thing? That's what I now think.
Yeah, in Japan with his wife.
Right. Did not know. I have not heard anyone say his name for yonks.
He's now a gazillionaire, I expect.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he's
literally.
sailed into the sunset.
He just makes
Yeah.
videos he wants. Like he made a video of him making a PC.
Nice. But yeah.
Any thoughts, Pengi?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but you know, Steam is like the big player in the PC space, and if we're getting all these handhelds and all these consoles that are PC-fied, you know, Steam is the big dog, isn't it? Really, that's where everyone plays their games. You know, you still see people going, "Oh, I'm not playing Alan Wake 2 because it's on Epic," even though they could easily play Alan Wake 2 on their PC. But yeah. So yeah, I make sense if Xbox do want all these handhelds and weird PCs and stuff to figure out the operating system first before putting out the systems.
And for you, Craigo, would you thus buy this Xbox branded one now as opposed to waiting for the other one, or does it just completely kill your interest?
I don't want a handheld PC thing, in all honesty.
That's fair.
I'm good.
Good. He loves his little portal.
It does.
Yeah.
It's not bad for the price, the Portal, to be fair to it.
Yeah. And then the last news, keeping weirdly Xbox a bit, Xenoblade Chronicles X appears on Microsoft Edge Game Assist as a listed game. So Nintendo going third party, Craig? Or is it just a big error by the interns at Microsoft?
Those bloody interns. Those assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, is that what we're thinking?
It was
Dave,
probably
as well?
AI, I think, isn't it? Isn't that
Yeah,
what it
but
said?
yeah, that's also the other thing.
Because the
I
other
think
three
it could be
games
AI.
they listed were like really random as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was only like 7 games on the list. That's also why it stuck out as well. I guess you only had like 7 games on the list, and one of them's Xenoblade Chronicles X. So like, okay, weird.
Yeah, someone hacked PC.
Mm. And then that is the news.
Well, lovely, Pengi. Nice big news story. So we'll now move into our topic of the show. Tots. So we've got lots of tots. Pengi's gone a really full Pengi here. So what do you want to do first, Pengi? What would you like to do first?
Do you want to switch to launch and the launch games?
Yeah, so let's start with the launch games. Do you want to go through the list on there, Pengi?
Okay, I'm going through the list. I'm like, cool.
I'm eating chippies, so I think you're going to do a better job than I am.
Okay, so this is the full lineup. This is the most up-to-date list I can find, and the reason I know that is because Fantasy Life is on this list. So we got Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer. Anyone care about Ridge Racer?
Remember that one?
Coming to that.
Yeah, it's like really expensive, isn't it? On PlayStation?
15 quid. Yeah, I think it's 15 quid.
That's probably a little bit
Yeah,
too much.
$14.99.
Yeah.
We got it here, priced. It is coming to the other systems as well on that day. For me, it's just like, I don't really care about Arcade, the Ridge Racer, but I do about Arcade Archives 2 and what else it could possibly mean that comes and stuff like
Tekken
that.
3, Pengi.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always just like I was thinking, like, oh, this is a PS1 game. They could just put it on the PS1 like classics, but then it would just be stuck on PlayStation, a bit like Blood Omen, for instance, is on PlayStation 1, as in like the Plus service, and it's like on Evercade and PC. That's like the only options. It's not on the other systems where this gives it a chance thing. But yeah, none of us are getting that. Then we got Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remastered, which is $33.99 and is a Switch 2 exclusive. It might be on PC as well. I don't actually know.
It is not.
It might come to be. Square hate exclusive now. Why is this exclusive, Dave? Square said they're not going to do exclusives anymore. This is exclusive.
They needed something for
It's-
launch. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, shambles from Square thing. Does anyone care about
The
Bravely
Bravely
Default?
Default game's always been on Nintendo, though.
Yeah, they have
Understand
always
that?
been on.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, always
And
been on Nintendo.
This is the best one by a long way. A long way. Really good story. Bravely Default.
Yeah, actually, Nintendo also might weirdly have publishing rights or something
Mm.
on it.
Yeah, so I was
Surprised.
thinking they might have some sort of deal with it.
Yeah, yeah. Do any of us care about? I have this weirdly pre-order, but I am like canceling it if I can and stuff
Or
like
is
that.
he?
Yeah, I
Oh,
will be
fair enough.
canceling it. I can use that money towards an SD card or something. So,
I've already
yeah.
finished it, so I probably won't. It's really good, but I didn't really, although well priced, I didn't really think I needed to replay it.
What about Civilization 7 Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which is $59.99? No, sorry, $49.99, and then it's $8.99 for the upgrade stuff. Or you obviously go buy the code in the box version of it. Do any of us care about Civ 7 for our Switch 2s?
No.
No.
I'll play it on PC if I
Any
want to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weirdly the only thing. Is like the mouse option and stuff. It's like weirdly might be the best console version because you have a mouse out of the box.
I'm pretty sure you can use the mouse on Xbox for the Xbox version.
Yeah, but you have to have physically have a mouse.
I mean,
Yeah, but
yes.
even you say this, Pengi, but like we've said this. Like I'm sat here at my TV playing my
Yeah.
Switch. What am I using my mouse on my leg? Like what are we doing?
No, you
Like,
put it on your
no.
you put it on your
Oh,
chest, Craig. You lie on your back like a
no.
like an
We're
otter.
not doing this, are we? Let's be honest here, Pengi.
No.
It's not happening, mate.
No, okay. Then we got Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, which is $59.99 or $64.99 for the physical. That is, I guess, the big Western release for the Switch 2 at launch. Do any of us care about Cyberpunk?
I was
I've already
tempted.
played it.
Yeah, I was tempted, but I kind of like. I think it's a little too expensive. So I'd probably
Yeah.
get it for about 35 on other platforms. So maybe
Yeah,
when it drops in price, but not on launch day.
Yeah, I'm tempted if I can get a deal. I can
Pengi
get a
loves a
deal.
deal.
I do love a deal. Well, I have my confirmation email and it says there's deals and bundles. If this isn't a deal or a bundle, then there's maybe. Yes, that's a possibility. Then we got Deltarune, chapters 3 and 4, because 1 and 2 are already free and part of it. You will get the rest of it. It is £20.99. You played the demo. Well, not demo, you played chapters 1, I guess?
Yeah, it was.
Dave, and no more chapter 1.
It was boring and trash.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Undertale sucks.
You're right.
I'd rather flush my money down the toilet.
For all you
There
hipsters
you
out
go.
there.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. I may try like a chapter 1 because it's free, but I do not really plan to buy Deltarune. There. Then we got Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, Nintendo Switch edition. I have the American price of $62.58, and there's a $2.59 upgrade for it. So upgrade path for you, Davey, here, which I guess you would definitely be doing on
Yes,
launch.
sir. Yes, I will be doing it. It looks like it's got significant improvements. Like I said, I've enjoyed what I've played so far. So that's probably one of the 2 launch day games that I'll be playing on launch day
No.
itself.
Nice. Do anything for you, Craig? I guess it's $62.58, and no.
Nah, probably not. Maybe if it's cheaper or something like
Mm-hmm. What is cheaper, and it's only £13.49, is Fast Fusion. Does this stand a chance, or another game coming up kill it because it's a racing game?
I think, unfortunately, the racing gameness kills it. Because there's also the main launch game. If you're buying a Switch 2 on launch day, you're playing Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
And if you've got the Switch expansion, you're probably going to try at least F-Zero. And at that point, I think, unfortunately, I mean, it's well priced and Nintendo fans are loyal. So I could see it, but
I think the one saving thing possibly is it has got game share. A lot of games do have game share, but also if the price like $13.50. If someone like Luke buys it on Genoma and it's like, anyone want to play Fast Fusion game show, and we like play 4-player multiplayer, and I go, "Oh, that's actually really fun." Oh, it's only £13.50. I'll buy it as well, sort of thing. I think word of mouth demo could work for it, could work in its favor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got, I guess, possibly the biggest game here, Fortnite.
I mean, it's a bit of a joke, but also it isn't, because obviously Fortnite means it has all the Fortnite games. It will have Fortnite Rocket Racing, Fortnite Lego, and Fortnite. It's the biggest game in the world. You're going to have an optimized version day one. I think obviously not for us, because our time's been and gone with Fortnite, but I think it's an important game to have at launch, I suppose. Craigo, don't you think?
Did our time? Was our time ever there, Dave? Did we have a time?
We played quite a lot of Fortnite when it came out. Me, you.
I know. I remember us playing
About
the
10, 15 hours?
beta
Like, as it came out.
before it even existed, and we were like, "This is dreadful. What the fuck's this?" And then a month later, it was the biggest game in the world. It's very strange. Very odd.
And we were back playing PUBG at 15 frames a second on Xbox One S.
Exactly, like the real fucking men. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
I might be wrong here, but I also believe Fortnite is one of the games that the Switch 1 version doesn't actually work in the backwards compatible list. So I don't actually know how much improvements to hear, or it's just like this version runs on the Switch 2.
Yeah, they did that with Fall Guys, didn't they? When they updated it, they had to put a whole separate client because they just couldn't get it to work for like PS5 and Series X and stuff. So
yeah,
I imagine again it's a PC game, so it will have graphics presets that will be different to the Switch One's version, but it will just be...
But I could be wrong. But if you go look at the list, and there's actually quite a few games that aren't backwards compatible. I feel Fortnite is on that list.
Yeah, but equally it's a free game, isn't it? So
Really,
you know what I mean? Like I don't really see where you're running into any trouble when you download it.
No.
So it will just download the new version, I assume.
You hope. Then we got Hitman.
If we were to make Chris Pengelly stream Fortnite, Dave, until he won on his own, how long do you think that stream would be?
Probably.
Or do you think the heat death of the universe would happen before?
He'd win a game at some point, but I don't know. It's a law of
Well,
averages.
so you can't just beat the bots. So you'd have to be against people.
Yeah, obviously. I'd give him a couple of months, probably.
It's a couple of months of non-stop streaming.
Well, you'd like to think he'd get better as he goes, wouldn't you? But
tied to a chair,
Yeah.
barely conscious after a day, I'd like to think, and
And they'll be like, "I'd sooner fight Melania 100 times than do this." There we go.
have you ever played Fortnite, Pengi?
I played it once for about 30 seconds and I was bored.
this is the man that we played PUBG with, and he turned around and said, "What's this blue thing?" And then he died. If you remember rightly.
Yeah.
PUBG was the biggest game in the world.
Yeah.
Pengi.
Yeah.
I saw Pengi.
Yeah. Then we got more of a Pengi game than Fortnite is Hitman World Assassination Signature Edition, which has got Hitman 1, 2, and 3 all bundled in, and lots of other content. Now it's $54.99. Does any of us care about Hitman?
Nope.
No, but I think it's a pretty good. It's a pretty cool bundle, because I think previously on Nintendo it was only Cloud.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a lot of content. It's a game that people like, and obviously IO's putting out the James Bond game soon. So I think it's again, it's not really for us, but if you've only been a Nintendo gamer and you're above the age of 20, I think it's probably quite a cool game to play at launch.
It's weird. I get Jeff Grubb and that love this on Game Mess, and I haven't played a Hitman game since Blood Money on the original Xbox. So I don't know if I would actually like this or not. But because I didn't like Hitman Blood Money, I've never played a Hitman game since.
Absolution you'd like, because that's the Uncharted-y one.
Right. Cool. Yeah, I just remember playing Blood Money because people were like, "You like stealth games, you like Metal Gear, you like Splinter Cell," and I didn't like Hitman.
Yeah, it's kind of a streamer game, if I'm honest. It's one of those type. If you stream, you'd be like, "Oh, this is great fun." But yeah, it's got some Nintendo content, I believe. So
yeah. Then we got Hogwarts Legacy, which is $49.99 or $9.99. Upgrade pass is available. They're going to be at 1440p. Yeah, it's going to have HDR and all that good stuff. And I'm guessing this one's going to be open world, not linear like the Switch One version.
I'd imagine so.
Wait, the Switch One version was linear?
Yeah, they didn't they chop off the open world or something, Dave, on the Switch version to get it run.
I've never heard that, Pengi, but I'm not going to doubt you because I've never looked into it.
I thought that's what. Yeah.
Is this more Chris Pengelly propaganda?
It might be.
No, I'm pretty sure you're the one that told us this, Dave.
No, I mean I played it on Steam.
Nah, it was all Dave. So Dave getting blamed for everything again.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Dave. Something I would say. I don't know if you've dreamt me. Maybe that's J.K. Rowling came to you in her sleep or whatever. I don't recall.
Well, anyway, Hogwarts Legacy is going to be on Switch 2.
It will sell really well.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Nitsugami Path of the Goddess, which is $32.99. And I believe me and you have both bought this, Dave, from Japan.
Yeah, we have gone so hipster fuck, haven't we, already? I said to Chloe, I was like, I've bought another game for the Switch launch. She was like, which one? I was like, Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. And she just looked at me like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's imported from Japan. She's like, is the box going to be in Japanese? I was like, yeah. She's like, that's fucking sick. I was like, right. I was like, it was either that or some dancing anime game. That was the only two options on there. But yeah, shout out to Amazon Japan, or Amazon in general, for making it, one, painfully easy, and two, painfully cheap to do. Because we're not paying anything more. It's £18, Craigo, to buy it, and then I think it was £16 postage. That's how it worked out.
So the yen is so cheap.
Yeah,
it's like Room Factory's like 45 quid over there, but then obviously the postage is 15, so it works out like the same as it is over here. But if games like you find the odd game like this that's £33 here and it's like £18, and then postage is gonna work out the same. Like Suikoden is a similar situation. What about you, Craig? You played this, didn't you, on Xbox and loved it? And
I played it. It's really good. I really liked it. It was in my top 10, I think, for last year.
Yeah, I played it. I played it, but didn't finish it. I played it for like a couple of nights. Really enjoyed it, but then, as with all things, I don't play games on TV well. Like I just get lost in whatever. So it just looks like a fun handheld game, to be honest. And
weirdly, though, you say that, I'm excited for the mouse controls.
Oh, Pengi. But
it looks like Pikmin. You use the one controller to move the man. You use the other controller to move your Pikmin.
We definitely need a live stream of Pengi doing this, don't we?
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Next, we got the worst launch game ever, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild 2. It can be 2-time worst launch game ever. That's available on the Switch 2 for $66.99 or $7.99 upgrade, or it's in NSO expansion plus pack and stuff, the upgrade. Craig, do you have any plans to play supposedly the best game of all time, Breath of the Wild? Now in shinier 4K and stuff. No, Craig does not plan.
Craig's died. But yeah, some more Pengul's propaganda on that one. But
how's it propaganda? I'm telling you the truth.
There goes Craig. Yeah, it's one of those again. Like, if you haven't played them, or you've only played one of them, or whatever, then I think it's a cool set of games to have at launch. Again, I've played both, finished both, happy with my time with both, so I don't think I will pick it up. I would have rather had one of these and then Kirby at launch, and then maybe put the second one out later, personally. But are you back?
Yeah, because you could have bought,
You know what I mean? Like, you could have staggered them, couldn't you? I don't think you need to.
Yeah, you could play Breath of the Wild this month and then Tears of the Kingdom next month and stuff like that.
Yeah. But other than that, I guess it's just not really for us. Are you back, Craigo?
Yeah, I'm back.
So,
Xbox decided to disconnect me from Discord.
No. Breath of the Wild,
I was saying,
Craigo, will you play it?
Any plans?
Maybe one day. Probably won't be in a month though, Pengi. I don't know. I've quite got that in me.
It's pretty short. It only took 25 hours to finish Breath of the Wild.
And then he wonders why he doesn't like it.
I'm guessing that is holding that sprint bike at the
Yeah,
end.
it took
That is
me.
no way to exist.
It took me
Yeah.
53 hours to do Breath of the Wild, and it took me 74 hours to do Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. I got 25 hours into Tears of the Kingdom, and I was like, this game's awful. I'm not playing any more of it.
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah.
It's diplomatic Pengi there, Craigie. Diplomatic Pengi.
Yeah. Hey, I gave it a chance. I still like 25 hours of it.
Anyway, moving on, Pengi.
Then we got Mario Kart World, the game I guess we are all getting with our Switch 2 bundled in.
Oh yeah.
Hell yes. Getting the console's best game on launch day. Who knew? Who knew?
Yeah. Yes. That'd be pretty good. We are all going to play as Cow.
I'm not.
believe.
I'm gonna be the crab.
You know, with the crowd.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Right.
all jokes aside, I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited to play it with you guys and everyone on the forum on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, and yeah, just having a game like that to play in bed. I quite like. It looks like the single player open world is actually a thing, so it won't just be doing the cups, but you can also do the cups as well. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked, boys, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
very,
Craig,
very
play as
good,
Daisy.
exciting. There are like long previews that have come out today, and I have like purposely gone. Oh, I'm not going to bother watching that.
Yeah,
So I'm going to be playing that in a few days' time. I don't need to watch it anymore. Do you know what I mean? I want to just play it now.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Are you sold on Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, Craig, at $7.99?
Absolutely not.
With
Absolutely
the
not.
previews of this gone up as well. I haven't watched any of them all. I see the written one, and they're actually pretty positive on it. And then Ross in the GNamer Discord pointed out that CD keys have got it up for, is it £6? Or just under six,
Yeah,
like
but still,
£5.79.
it should be free. Like, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't paying money to play a fucking console tutorial. Like, what are you on about? You know what I mean? Like, come on,
Yeah.
spend that £6
Yeah.
towards Fast Fusion, buy an actual game.
Yeah, we get. That's what we're gonna do.
Right.
What about Nobunagas? I can never say his name. Ambition Awakening.
Nobunaga.
Nobunaga. There we go. Ambition Awakening Complete Edition.
It's no better than the first time.
Yeah. That's available for $57.99.
How much?
$57.99.
So no,
It's got all the content.
So
all
the
the content.
Nobunaga Ambition game, Craig. We joke. Did you play a game on the PlayStation 2 that went by the name of Kessen?
Yeah, like Kessen 2, I think it was.
Yes, it's kind of similar to Kessen. It's like a strategy game, and you move all your troops around, and it's this like.
You know how you move those troops? You use the joystick.
You can do climbing too, or you can just touch the screen. But yeah, it's one of those types of games and game series that if you like them, you'll love a new one on a new console. But yeah, I think it's another one that was physical on Amazon Japan that we're not getting here. Again, too expensive for me. 30 quid. I'd give it a wee look, but
I don't know how much it is on Amazon Japan. I bet it's like 30 quid on Amazon Japan though.
No, I think it was more expensive than Kinetsugami.
I need to know this now. But anyway, the next one after that is Pure Tetris 2S, which is available for £35. There's no upgrade path here, guys. So if you already bought it on your Switch, there's no option to upgrade here. You'd have to re-buy the game for the 35 quid. Are you interested in some Tetris?
I wasn't until I saw the trailer in which if you plug the camera in, it puts your face behind your like column. So you just have these four massively weird triangled faces staring at you as you play. Or, as it will probably be, is someone's knob pretty quickly. So for that reason alone, my game of the launch.
Yeah. Yes. That's a thing. Then we have Room Factory Guardians of Azuma Nintendo Switch 2 edition. the Switch One edition is also out on the same day. This is $59.99 or $9.99 upgrade if you bought the Switch One version. So if you're not getting the Switch 2 at launch, but you bought Room Factory, you can then upgrade in the future. Now, I'm a bit like Dave here. I've gone for a farming JRPG, but I've gone for Room Factory. God, it's a super.
You went with the one with
Which
more waifus, Pengi. That's what
I've
you
gone for the
did.
one with more waifus. And this will come from Argos for me, and I guess I'm the only one playing this out of us at launch.
Remember
Oh
when
yeah,
you
this looked like the way worse of the two as well. I thought I did watch reviews of this. I thought it looked so generic.
remember when you all doubted me though for Fantasy Critic?
Yeah,
You all went, "Oh, you're
And you even
crazy, Dave."
counterpicked it.
You did. Yeah, but
yeah.
Pengi not been great with the old counter picks this year.
No, I've not.
But yeah, not for me. I've gone for Fantasy Life, and I think if Craig were to get
In
one of
fact,
the two, I think he'd probably be the same.
yeah. If Fantasy
Yeah.
Life had a physical, I most actually would have gone for Fantasy Life over it, but that'd be digital only. Like this, I can play, trade in, sell on eBay, whatever. So there we go.
Will he play it? Is the question, Dave?
You
'Cause,
play it,
we've heard
yes.
legends of these
Finish it,
Rune
no.
factories before, haven't we?
I don't think it's that long from what I've from the reviews, but I might be wrong. Then we have a Japanese exclusive game. Is Shin Post Be Your Idol, which Dave did allude to earlier. I believe it's until the eShop goes live. It's not 100%. You can tell, but I believe it's in Japanese only. So none of us will be playing that game. But then we got Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. That is 45 quid. There's no upgrade path. So if you own it on Switch and you want to play this, you have to re-buy it. So, any of us getting Sonic Cross Shadow?
No, I already
No.
finished it last year. Bit of a weird launch title, this, because they've done so little fanfare about it. But Sonic, it's one of the bigger franchises on Nintendo, right? They traditionally do very well on Nintendo. So, but if you haven't played Generations, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of content, but like I said, Donkey Kong's a month away, innit? So we'll just do that.
It's one of those ones because it is getting a physical GameCube release. I can see this being like one of the first games to be cheap after launch.
I think all the Sega games. I think that's probably true, right?
Yeah. So I've got this. Oh, it's 25 quid physical in CEX or something because it's yeah. Then we got the possible current Save Slot Free Game of the Year, Split Fiction, which is available for $44.99 at launch, and I believe it has got crossplay and stuff. So if someone's got it on Xbox and you want to play with them, you should be able to do that as far as I'm well. I guess none of us are picking this up or replay. Like saying that, Dave, I guess with two Joy-Cons, you
No,
probably can
not while
play
it's not while it's code in a box.
No, so that's
Yeah, it's
pass
one of
there.
those games that obviously I have an Xbox, so it will come to EA Play, won't it, at some point?
Yeah.
And then I'll play it on there. I don't think the Switch version looked particularly good, the Switch 2 version.
No, it's still 60 frames a second like the other versions, but I guess that has to be because they're all playing with each other.
It's just got potato resolution instead, right?
Yeah. It's sold out. I can't buy Nobunaga's Ambition
Boo.
for the Switch 2. There you go. So I can't tell you how much it was.
You'll never learn to pronounce the names.
And then we got Street Fighter 6. Which is the base version, is $34.99, which is digital only. Then you got the Year 1 and 2 Fighters Edition, which is $49.99, and does have a physical release, where it's a game key and a code in the box at the same time for this one. Do anything for you guys? Street Fighter 6 has got Joy-Con exclusive modes for the Switch 2.
Yeah, no. I was kind of like low-key excited when it was announced, and as more information has sort of drip-fed its way out, I'm kind of like, I don't... Will I actually sit there and play it? Probably not, as opposed to, like we've been saying, just playing Soul Calibur on Nintendo Classics.
Yeah.
At this point.
Then we got Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remastered Gate Rune and Duan Unification Wars Nintendo Switch 2 Edition.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Which is $44.99, but it's currently on sale if you buy it before the 4th of June, so tomorrow, for $35.99. And it does have a physical in Japan where it's like 18 quid to buy it, but then obviously postage. So it works out about the same price to actually, well, actually less than the eShop, because 45 quid normally. Sort of thing. Does this do anything for you, Davey, considering you're more likely to play it? That's the two of you.
No, not for me, Pengi.
Not for you. There's no upgrade path either, so you'd have to re-buy it if you already own the first one.
Like I said, I think there's quite a lot of games to play in there.
One Craig's definitely excited about is Survival Kids. You excited for Survival Kids, Craig, for 45 quid?
No, I did. I wondered what this was a little while ago, and I think I did actually watch a bit of it and thought it didn't look very good. So
I've
my
barely
interest
seen
gone.
anything of it, so...
I didn't
Yeah,
realise
I
that it was a
definitely.
pre-existing series. I assumed it was some sort of weird mobile game, but no, it's from a Game Boy game. It's Japanese
You saw
anime.
what you said this was as well, Pengi?
44.
$44.99.
That's outrageous.
Yeah. It does support game share, so it's full player co-op. Only one person needs to buy it.
It's one of those
yeah.
games that for at Christmas, when mothers see it on a shelf, you might get tricked into buying it. Because I look at that and go, surely no one's going to play it.
Yeah.
But then I think
It is the game out of every game at launch. It's like, this is the game that no one is playing, because
Yeah.
at least Sonic is like Sonic, 45 quid, and Hogwarts is Hogwarts and stuff. But like, who knows what Survival Kids is and stuff for that
It
price?
looks like Fantasy Life I, but like it was a mobile game.
like it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone buy
then-
Fantasy Life instead.
And then the last game is Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, which is also $44.99. Does do anything for anyone being a Yakuza game?
The fact it's got the dub is cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does well and they do more. That's my hope. And then I do obviously want to play this, but I do have some Yakuza games that I'll probably get to first.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is first on Nintendo, right? So
Yeah.
by then it might even be on other platforms, and that might end up playing them somewhere else. But it is a very cool thing that they're doing. I like the fact they're adding this dub. Hopefully, hopefully this does really, really well. And then they're like, "Oh, we should do more of these."
I think it will.
I.e., Ishin, do it for Ishin. Do a dub for Ishin.
Oh, I don't think they'll bother with doing Ishin. I think you'll get Kiwami 2 pretty closely followed on Switch 2. Because Kiwami 1 did really well. And it was only a £15 release. But yeah, this is one I'll pick up, Pengi, but it won't be at 44. When that game is 25, I think I'm all in. Because I loved Kiwami when I played it early in the year, and it's one of those that I feel like it's a perfect handheld game, but I'm not spending £44 on it to be in English when I can add with a tiny bit of extra content when I can buy it brand new on Steam Deck for like 15.
Yeah.
So I'll have to wait. Again, I would prefer it on a cartridge because it looks cool on the shelf, right? But
Yeah. For me, this is if I see a deal, it's a maybe, but sort of thing. Yeah, and as I said, all the launch games. So a weird launch, I think. Like you got Yakuza, Street Fighter, Cyberpunk. You got some big hitters and well-received games, but I think it's pretty much we're just getting Mario Kart, and we may get an odd other game here and there for our Switch 2s. And that's about right, really. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I've seen there's a lot of ports and stuff in that, so it's kind of tough for people like us who have played a lot of this if we wanted to on other consoles because we are maniacs and own everything, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is essentially in terms of like games that are launching with the system. It's what Mario Kart, Rune Factory, and Bravely Default, and then the Fast game, right? Is that somewhat
Yeah.
accurate?
Yeah, pretty much. Fantasy Life, yeah, it's what, a week or two old. I
Yeah,
guess you could
it's
give
pretty
that.
much there in it.
Yeah, you give that some slack. But yeah, like Cyberpunk is 4 years old, for instance, isn't it? So
Yeah,
But they've got the big hitter in Mario Kart, and Donkey Kong is a month away, so it's like,
yeah.
yeah,
And you can't
yeah,
forget the classics lineup is pretty.
yeah.
It's pretty impressive. So let's transition this, Pengi, into what our launch plans are and all that jazz. So let's start with Craigo. Craigo, what are your launch plans? What do you want to play? What's interesting you? Go.
um, I was the original would it'd just be Mario Kart to start with, definitely. I could see maybe getting something like Rift of the Necro Dancer because that is well priced and does look really good in fairness. And it is console wise only on the Switch at the moment, so that is something I could see me picking up. I can't imagine it'd be too long either. Might just be something that's little and fun to play. And then it's probably be waiting for Donkey Kong. Again, it's
Okay.
only a month away, right? That's going to absolutely fly by.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be with us before we know it.
And when does your Switch 2 arrive then, Craig? Should it arrive Thursday, or is Mr. Amazon still telling you like Sunday?
I don't know. So it was Saturday.
Ah,
I did see a thing where if you changed your delivery address or your payment option, even to what it already was, it would then bump it up forward, which I thought was mental. But then it wouldn't let me change my address because it was too close. But it would let me change my payment method, and that changed it to Friday from Saturday, which is strange. I don't know why that would be a thing.
It is
No
strange.
idea.
Yeah.
But there was the IGN UK, I think it was, did do an article about this because obviously there must be a lot of people who have pre-ordered Switches for Amazon, and they're saying Saturday, kind of just saying to ignore it because there's been a lot of people who have spoken to Amazon support who seem to be thinking it will be coming Thursday. So I don't know. Hopefully it comes Thursday. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, we will see what happens there. As obviously it's Amazon as well, so they're like you won't get the dispatch until like 11:30 the night before because they do everything essentially like on the day, don't they? So yeah, but we will find out. But yeah, for me it's basically be Mario Kart and a little bit of Rift and Necrodancer maybe at some point.
nice. Davey, yours.
Yeah. So I'm getting the Mario Kart bundle from Argos. I've had my email saying it's going to come Thursday, so that's cool. Getting a Pro controller from Smiths. Got your GameCube controller, and then obviously I've got Kinetsugami coming from Amazon Japan. Fantasy Life, obviously I bought this week to try out on the Switch One basically for the sake of us having some content to talk about, really. And I really like the look of it, so I was like, fuck it, I might as well just get it a week early, right, and then pay the £2.50 on launch day. Um, and I'm really looking forward to playing more of that because it is a really enjoyable game. Like I said, I can't really emphasize enough that I was very pleasantly surprised when I started playing it. So I think that will go well. Obviously, Mario Kart. I'm sat here now playing with the forum guys. There's 7 of us on now. Like I'm fully expecting that. Plus you two, like plus a couple other people that haven't got Switches or aren't on tonight. Like that, I think that's going to be pretty fun playing with friends. For like a couple evenings and stuff. So yeah, and then I don't really know what like Craig. I think so. I'm going to America on the 1st of July, and I come back on the 13th. I think when does Donkey Kong come out? 16th, something like that, 17th.
Yeah, something like that.
So and obviously I'm not going to take my Switch 2 with me because it's too new in it. So I think that's probably all I'll play on it. I do have Mario and Luigi Brothership still. In the backlog that I'd like to play, so I might end up playing that on it. I don't think it's had an official enhancement, sorry, just yet. But yeah, it's one of those. It's a funny launch because obviously I play the Switch all the time. I play the Switch every day, so it's just going to be playing a shinier, new version of it, really, right? But I am quite excited. I've been really enjoying the handheld renaissance with the Steam Deck, and I know you guys have had the same with the portals and the ROGs and stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty pretty cool launch day. It's always weird when it's not at like Christmas, but yeah. What about you, Pengi?
Yeah, so I got an email I said saying I can pick mine up from 9 a.m. on Thursday. The email also said like there will be bundles, there will be deals and stuff at launch. Because obviously when I pre-ordered it, it's just a sheet of paper and you just tick what you wanted. So I ticked Switch 2 Pro Controller, and then they had a list of 5 games. I was like, and then at the time, like other sites only had these 5 games, so I ticked bravely default at the time, but there was bundles and deals and stuff on Curry's website, so see what there is. If there's a bundle and you get the console, the Pro Controller, a carry case, an SD card, and Cyberpunk and something like that, okay, yeah, I'll get that, and that's how I end up Punk. But really, it'd be Mario Kart, Maroon Factory, which is coming from Argos, and I do have Echoes of Wisdom, which has got an upgrade, which I haven't played, so I have got a couple things to play even before like a Cyberpunk or a Yakuza if there is any sort of deals or whatever floating about for them. But yeah, that's my plan. Really, so I'll be home by 10 o'clock, most probably, waiting for Mario Kart to install.
Yeah, it's always the hope, isn't it? That everything come for the delivery people. It's the hope that it comes early, and then for the picking it up, you hope that all the servers are okay and all that jazz. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, hopefully, I wish hope for all of us that it's fucking 10 a.m. We're all able to log in and play. But yeah, exciting times. Well, obviously, there's more shit happening, Pengi.
Yeah.
And obviously, you wanna start doing. What have you got here? June, are we doing June games as well as all the showcases, Pengi? Is that what you want to do?
I feel like we
Or-
just skip the showcases, though.
Yeah, I think maybe just the showcase because you've done a June games video, haven't you?
yeah, I've done a June game
we can
video.
always do that next week.
Okay, let's not go for June, but is there anything else coming out in June that, without going through them all, that you guys have got your eyes on?
Just Space Marine on Game Pass.
Just Space Marine on Game Pass.
Yeah.
You, Dave, what about you, Craig? Do you have got
Yes,
Game Pass games in June with like FBC, Warhammer, Space Marine,
rematch as well. It's the other one
Rematch?
that's on
Yeah.
Game Pass. Yeah, there's quite a few like bits and pieces that I probably will check out on Game Pass. Still, honestly.
For me, obviously, the big one's Death Stranding 2. That is the big one. That I'm looking forward to that more than my Switch 2. Because I know I would love my Death Stranding 2. My 70-hour cinematic walking sim. And it will be great. Yeah. I'm also keen to play more Rematch and FPC and stuff. Especially if that's on both services, FPC. And it's got crossplay and all that good stuff. So that'd be a fun one. And then, just like normal, once I have picked up or we have played a rematch or whatever, we were talking about it when we get to so I won't be getting Date Everink though, because it's 30 quid. Why is that game 30 quid? That's very expensive.
Indeed.
And last one, you alluded to it a bit, Dave. Showcases have started. We've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 showcases already. Actually, it might even be 7 by now. 7 showcases already. And I think there's been some neat stuff from some of the indies and stuff like that. But the big one so far is being from Unreal, State of Unreal it's called, where Witcher 4 was showed in the engine with ray tracing and at 60 frames on base PS5. I've still not watched this yet, but both of you saying it looks very good.
Yeah, it is worth pointing out. I think they have come out and said that this is a tech demo in the Witcher 4 world, as opposed to this is Witcher 4.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
absolutely Witcher 4.
Yeah, yeah. It's very much. I guess this is a concept. This is what they'd be aiming for. I guess is what it's probably worth saying. I suppose that this is what it is. But yeah, it is. It is an incredible tech demo to watch. It is fantastic.
Nice. Nice. And then we've got from the list so far, and we've still got Actually, it's not because I know Devolver's happening. We've got 17 more showcases confirmed. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the first, I guess, big one that we will be interested in, which will be tomorrow at 10 p.m., is PlayStation State of Play, which is 48 minutes long. What are we expecting, guys, from the State of Play?
State of Play is the smaller one, right? Showcase is the big
Yeah,
one, isn't it?
but we've been at the showcase for years, and it is 40 minutes, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's. I feel like it's not going to be massive in terms of lots of big first party stuff being shown. In all honesty, unless I'm missing something, Pengi.
I know one year they showed us Spider-Man 2 at State of Play, and they didn't date it or anything, and then everyone was disappointed, and then they turned up at... I don't know if it's Summer Game Pass, a Game Fest, or Game... I think it must have been Summer Game Fest, because I think Spider-Man then came out, in the holiday, and then Insomniac came out on stage, here's the date for something, so I could see them doing something like that, showing something, and then appearing again at Jeff's show. What that would be, though, I don't actually know.
No, there's always strong third party support at the State of Plays, isn't there? Wasn't Resident Evil 4 remake now
Yeah,
at
Resident
a State
Evil
of Play?
shows. Yeah.
And every time we get a big show now, because we haven't had a Resident Evil in, it's only been what 2 years, if
Yeah.
that. But because they were pumping them up at such a frequency now, every time there's a show, everyone's like, "Well, there's going to be a Resident Evil there, right? It's going to be a Resident Evil there."
Yeah.
So you could see there being a Resident Evil there, but at the same time, we've probably said that for the last 5 big shows that we've had, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Where's my Dino Crisis, though? That's what I assume I have.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get that.
Or Pragmata. Where's Pragmata? There we go. Sort of thing. What about you, Dave? Because obviously, if you haven't got PlayStation, obviously this will be third-party heavy, most probably. With let's say Resident Evil 9 is here. I know that's for you, but it would be on your Xbox. Could even be on your Switch too, for instance.
Yeah, it's always difficult for me with State of Play because they don't. I mean, they tend to be They tend to be set up in the most anti-Dave way every time. It'll be a bunch of horror games, which obviously I don't like, or the Sony games, but I don't know. I mean, you'll see more Ghost of Yotai. You'll probably I suspect you're going to have to see one of either Marathon or Fair Games a little bit, right? Because
or Gummy Bears.
Yeah, Gummy Bears isn't real at this point, I don't think. This rumored God of War thing, maybe. Wolverine, because Insomniac have been pretty prolific, and then they haven't done anything for a while, so I could see that. But I think the providing feeling answer to your question will be disappointment, as per usual. I think, because I just think people work themselves into expecting something crazy, and then when that doesn't happen, it's a bad show. You know what I mean?
I think it's really hard with the state of plays for PlayStation to know what your expectations should be, because we've had some really good ones, but then we've also had some absolute stinkers, haven't we?
Remember the Concord one?
And the what was the one they did for that indie game that's still not come out, where it was a special state of play, and that was the highlight.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's the Little Devil Inside.
That's it. That was that was the best game they showed at that.
That was announced with the console, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really hard to know what to expect. It could be borderline showcase quality, or it could just be tripe. I mean, if it's 40 minutes, you got to think there's going to be quite a lot shown there, right?
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 4. We believe.
God.
Guys, it's hard to know what would be here, what third party would be here, and what third party would be at the Jeff show. But, yeah.
Then moving on, there is a showcase in between State of Play and Summer Game Fest, which is June 6th, which is Friday, and that is at 10 p.m. Our time, Jeffy's show, which is 2 hours long.
Oh my goodness!
And there's a pre-show as well, so it's actually 3 hours long.
At least we'll have a brand new handheld games console.
I have a bad feeling about this show this year.
Yeah, same.
I always feel like there's been such a high cadence of games coming out the last 18 months, if even more than that we could be a bit of a lull, maybe. That makes me think that this, especially with the Nintendo Switch launching like the day before this as well.
Yeah.
And that's what people are excited for, not this, right?
Yeah, that's the
But
weird
I
thing with the
do
state of play. Like
worry.
PlayStation could go on any time, and they go in the day before the Switch 2. It is an odd time to pick,
I think that
but
tells
it's
you that
whenever.
there isn't a lot coming.
Mm.
I think because like it goes both ways, doesn't it? Because like if they have a lot to show, they want to give it some room. They can wait 4 days. They can wait a week. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like I said. I try not to be cynical because I'm always the PlayStation cynic. But I'm always kind of like they put all this money into live service and cancelled it all. They can't all just suddenly be making new games. Like, I think the studios that we know have been working on games, so Insomniac and Santa Monica, are probably all you can hope for. Maybe you'll see some of the Housemarque game, like a bit more of that with the one with Raul Cooley in it. I can't imagine the Naughty Dog game you'll see a lot more of, but yeah, it's a difficult one. Again, it's a difficult one. I think Ghost of Yotai is probably the most important thing. That'll be the bulk of the show because that's their only real game this year, unless I'm mistaken.
Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, but that's third party, second party, and that's out like next week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's
But
not
on their fiscal report, that's the two that they list. They list
yeah, but that's what.
yeah, they do only list 2 games, and it's those 2. So
Yeah.
they're not listing a whole bunch. But
My
they
point
are
is they're
listing.
not going to spend 20 minutes talking about a game that's like just come out, are they?
Most probably not. But anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Jeff and Summer Game Fest. This is where we see Half-Life 3, yeah?
I don't know. Did you maybe see like Hollow Knight? Is Hollow Knight here? Is that still a thing? Does that exist?
No, 6 songs at Xbox.
No, you reckon you're holding on?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have too much hope for the Jeff Keighley show this year. But there's got to be some stuff floating around that could be there. Right?
Yeah. He'd be showing in his hype package a lot of Expedition 33. But I don't know if that game gets DLC or not. I don't really. Or does he
It
have
won't
like
be
a.
announced this close to launch either. Like
You
sorting
know,
like that, Christ. No chance.
yeah. The other thing maybe has a musical thing, and obviously has Expedition 33 as the musical thing there, because it's a 3-hour show.
Will Kojima out, won't he? That's what
Yeah,
they do.
Kojima's definitely going to be there. Yeah, Kojima there. But then what's
What
Kojima
about
out
they were on
for?
about on Game Mess, Final Fantasy 9 remake or something. People were
Yeah.
to shoot about that.
See, I think that's more likely to be a state of play, Final Fantasy 9, than Summer Game Fest. But yeah. Or could you see like Xbox stuff here, but not Xbox shows, like the PS5 version of Starfield at Summer Games Fest, because you don't want to talk about that, like the
Yeah,
Xbox showcase.
maybe.
I don't think they care, Pengi. I think they would be quite happy to announce that at their show.
Yeah, I just thought
think
their
they are
show
so
up. Their
far past that. I don't think they. I don't think
no,
they're sat in their offices going, "Cool, we better not announce that at our show. We better do that at someone else's." I think they
yeah,
are.
I just thought their show would be new games, not bringing old games to other platform. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, they always do their like live service games, don't they? The old ones as well. So there's always the updates on that.
Yeah, sort of fair. There is Day of the Death, which follows right after, which obviously Tim Schafer always like hosts. That's 12 a.m. our time on the Saturday, so pretty early in the morning. But obviously, if you already stayed up for 3 hours of Summer Game Fest, what's another hour, Dave?
There's too many of these shows, isn't there?
Yeah.
Too many of these shows.
Then the next one I guess we might care about is also on June 7th at 9 o'clock our time. There's about 7 shows between Wholesome Direct, between Day of Deaths, I should say, and Future Game Show, which is June 7th at 9 p.m., which I believe is being hosted by Laura Bailey and Matt Mercer this time around. A Future Game Show always goes one or two ways, because we really enjoyed with the one. Was it the Ben Starr hosted one, Craig? We thought was pretty good.
Yeah, they're always okay, aren't they? They're always like a bit of fun. They always have the 2 hosts, and there's always well written, like the gags and that. It flows nicely. But they're also the future game shows are good when like it's in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing around it. I would worry in the middle of 17 million other presentations that you really are getting the scrags at this point of this sort of show. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Yeah, I don't. I can't imagine I could be rushing to watch this time. Even though I've watched the last ones, just because you think if any big announcements are going to be elsewhere, they're not going to save them for here,
Mhm. Yeah.
and they tend to be long as well. These future games.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be like 2 hours as well, most probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's like four more shows, but the next one I guess we would care about is the Xbox Game Showcase, which is June 8th, which is Sunday at 6 p.m. our time. So that's pretty good time for that one. What were you expecting from Xbox? Because I'm not expecting ports like Starfield. I'm expecting Contraband, for instance, and things like that. And State of Decay 3 to show up.
Yeah, it'll be the stuff. Be everything they've got announced that isn't out yet, right? So you'll probably get a trailer for Tony Hawk, and you might get the new COD, maybe, right? Because there'll definitely be a
Mhm.
COD this year. Um, Obviously, Outer Worlds 2 has its own separate thing. In
Yeah.
Exiles, what's the In Exile game? Clockwork something. The one that looks like Fallout.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know which one you
Yeah,
mean.
like
Yeah.
that one will be there, and yeah, I think they'll have a steady amount. I don't know about you guys. I don't think that these shows are going to be as stacked because we've had so much come out recently that I feel like everyone's kind of starting dev cycles again. So I don't really know what to expect from Xbox. Like I said, it's the Contrabands, the Fables, the Everwilds, the Perfect Darks that we've already seen. Like maybe we see more of that. Maybe we see a big Gears E-Day trailer, the release date for that. You know, like I think that's the kind of thing I'm thinking. I'm not expecting to see Halo. I'm not expecting to see. I'd love to see Forza Horizon 6, but I'm not expecting to see Forza Horizon 6. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
Pretty much. This is also where I think we will see if Persona 4 remake is real. I think it'll be here because they've had the partnership with Sega, and this is where I think a Silk Song will be because obviously it's meant to be coming to Game Pass, but obviously that was like 17 years ago they announced that. So who actually knows what's up with that contract and stuff? But that's where I think we'll see those two games at Xbox, not Jeff or anything. But
Craig?
Craig, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's a weird year for us because normally they don't have much at the like start of the year game wise. So normally there's a lot of pressure on their big like summer showcase to be all and everything. Whereas they've had such like a constant cadence of releases since kind of like I don't know like Hellblade 2 last year and then Indie and then like flowing through to this year. There's not really that pressure this year. So it will be interesting. I think you guys are probably right. I think it'd be more setting up stuff for like their 2026 lineup, um, as opposed to lots of stuff being announced for this year. They get the normal, like I said, the live service updates for their live service games, right?
Hmm.
I can see maybe like the Indiana Jones DLC being announced here because that's already technically announced, isn't it? But maybe being shown. We get to see what that is. I think Jez Corden did put a preview up on Windows Central. He didn't give too much away in fairness to him, but he did mention Gears E Day, saying how it's meant to be this year. I don't think they've ever publicly said it is actually this year, so we will find out, I
Yeah,
guess
I
maybe.
feel like it won't be with Gears 1 coming.
No, I've never thought it would be. I know like Jeff Grubb said that the original plan for it was to aim for this year, but they've got so much. You just think, oh, it probably more likely be this next year at this point, right? But yeah,
Unless
that
it's
might be
unless
one
it's the
that.
big December game, because Xbox quite often, like last year they had Indie, they quite often had the December game, but it's still pretty close to Gears One Reloaded if they did that.
Yeah, but that's probably the one where I'm like, oh, maybe that is if they did have something big this year, that maybe be what it is. But yeah, I think a lot of it would be stuff for kind of setting up the slate for next year, seeing stuff that you haven't seen in a little while, like your Perfect Darks and your maybe you see Fable because that obviously got delayed into next year.
Hmm.
Although it is tough, isn't it? Because you want them if they've delayed it, you want them working on the stuff they've delayed, not the asset for this, right? So.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
no, I think they like the last. don't even know how many, but the last quite a few Xbox like summer shows have been really good. So I would expect it to be of a high quality again.
Yeah. Next one, I guess some interest, I guess, from me and Dave is the PC gaming show, and they have said it's going to be 15 world premieres. But obviously, that could all be farming simulators or something. Who knows? So, could be stuff to keep an eye on with the PC gaming show, but who actually knows?
I think you might get some. I think I'm game wise on the PC gaming show. There's not a lot of interest for me, but I think potentially with the ROG Ally 2 or something like that getting announced, that might be a good
Yeah,
place for it. But yeah, again, like I said, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but there's so many shows that don't feel necessary to me anymore. Like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
I believe it's got the wrong time. I think it's got the right time and the right day, but the wrong. They've put July instead of June. It's the I/O showcase, which obviously is going to show more of Hitman. It might just show the Switch 2 version and go, yeah, this is actually out. Go buy it. Mind's Eye, because they're the publisher of it, and 007.
the first
Something I
light.
can't remember.
It's the first light,
Mm-hmm.
like the
Mm-hmm.
infamous game.
Yeah, so IO are doing a showcase this year. If they're publishing games and stuff now, I guess I get why they're doing it, but it's also like you were saying, Dave's like, oh, do we need all these showcases? Like, could have 007 just been at a State of Play or at Xbox or Summer Game Fest, not its own showcase? But that is 2 a.m., I believe, on June 7th, our time.
Yeah,
Which is weird, because aren't IO Inc. British or European or
they're
something?
finished, aren't they?
Yeah, to have be at 2 a.m. I think they would have gone for a more sensible time than that, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Are we
it'd be
excited
cool
for
to see.
James
Yeah,
Bond?
it'd be cool to see Bond.
Yeah. Because none of us have really played Hitman or anything, so I don't know what our thoughts were on Bond.
It's just what like why would they not just put this at Summer Game Fest then instead of doing their own show? Like this, it's
Yeah.
so unnecessary, isn't it?
Yeah, it does seem pretty silly. Unless they've got even if they had a fourth game, it's like, do they really need, like you said, a showcase for 4 games? Then it's to be announced on this list, but I know they have announced they're doing a show, and I can't remember the exact time and day. I feel it's June 6th, but I could be wrong. Devolver Digital, which are big Raid Devolver Digitals. They're saying they're showcasing one game, something ball or hit, and it's like the Kenny Sunny story or something. Obviously, no one's heard of this game, no one's heard of him, and if you go on there, like their Wikipedia and stuff like that, this game does not even exist. So, Devolver, I wouldn't be surprised. It could be an actual new game coming from Devolver, but I wouldn't be surprised it's a Raid Devolver Direct we are getting from them. So,
Yeah, it's definitely a gag. It's for
Mm.
promotion. 100%.
yeah, I think it is. So I don't know how they'll work that into like here's the date for baby steps and stuff, but yeah, it just seems we're doing a bit of gag. And then the only other one that's definitely to be announced is Nintendo Direct, which has been rumored for this week / next week, sort of thing. So do we get a Nintendo Direct
Yes.
in June? Let's just go in June.
Yes.
Craig's going
Although I don't
yes.
think it would be quite this like week because they
Mm.
normally go like towards the end. I feel, don't they?
Yeah.
They normally go like after everyone else. But I imagine they're gonna have to do one because there's going to be so many third parties that are putting games on this system, right? And there's going to be want to showcase to at least show that all that off without showing like their own games. You know.
Yeah, I think we'll get dates for Metroid, and Hyrule Warriors, right? Now that we've already got the Pokemon dates. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them do one more little sneaky thing before the end of the year. But yeah, I think, like you said, I think it'd be towards the later half of the month at least.
Yeah, I was thinking that, or maybe like not this, like the week after all this has gone down, so like the 16th or something, and they go like, thanks for buying the Switch 2, and this is what you've got to look forward to in his Metroid Prime date and Hyrule's date and Kirby's date, etc. All that sort of stuff. But yeah, that is it. There is, like I said, there's actually like 17 showcases still to come. And we're all going to watch the Green Game showcase. I'm sure of that. But yes, there's lots of showcases happening. So I'm guessing next week the news will just be what happened at all the showcases, and then
Yeah.
what you've been playing.
It's gonna be a pretty
On-
hefty news week next week, I suspect.
Yeah, and then what you've been playing on Switch 2, etc.
But yes, is that everything, Pengi?
That is everything.
Nice. Well, thank you for watching. Like Pengi said, we are going to do more stuff at the end of the month. But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.